Crikey mate, today we're in Australia. We have a disaster save that was sent to us by Tony. I am one proud Bavarian, and as always, I'm going to fix this mess and we're going to figure out what went wrong, but maybe more importantly in this video, what to do when you're Australia in general. See, the actual error analysis here is something that I normally take a lot of time with because these are beginner-friendly videos. Now in this video, that isn't really what we're going to be doing. It is 1857, only 21 years after the game started, and we have basically no population. Let me tell you one thing, if you ever find yourself in a situation where you basically have no population, well, your goal is now to get population. Bruh. My point being, right now, any mistakes that Tony made, I will of course fix them, I will talk about them, but only very shortly, because the primary issue is that if you are playing a country like Australia, and this is also true as for Canada, for example, but Canada is in a better starting position, all things, considered, you want population. That is your only concern for the first few decades, and only then should you start thinking about, hey, what is my strategy, what is my actual economic plan, where do I go from here? So, to take a quick look at what is going on in our country, we are a military dictatorship under this fella right here. This is General Richard Jones. He is a historical character and he is a part of the petite bourgeoisie, yada yada yada. This is good stuff. Obviously, there are two laws that I really want to change. First of all, I want freedom of conscience to become total separation. The goal for this is very simple to explain. We want more people to be eligible and to be willing to come here. Then over here, we have migration controls, which is something, okay, it's actually fine because we can accept most, if not all, Europeans anyway, thanks to cultural exclusion. We already become very accepting thanks to this, but ultimately it is always better if you have no migration controls at all, especially with the empire having, well, a lot of Indians that are very unhappy in India proper. So those are the two laws that I want to be working on, and I think we're simply going to wait until Richard Jones passes away, because we need the intelligentsia in our government, and right now, yeah, this doesn't exactly make a legitimate government. I would love technocracy. Let's talk about this maybe for a little bit. High taxes here in this case, why was that done? Well, basically Tony was crashing out. He was saying, hey, my god, I am deep in the red, I can't keep building, things aren't working out. Now, like I said, you don't even want to be focusing on building too much. You want your people to be happy. On their subsistence farms, you just want them to relax over there. You don't really care to tax them, because what you have right here is of course a per capita taxation, which makes a lot more sense once you have a lot of people actually consuming and having income tax rate, which we currently don't. Keep in mind, we are basically empty and we have only a few buildings. These laborers make barely any money, so the income and consumption is very, very low. And then we have this massive chunks of peasants who are barely participating in the market. Long story short, honestly, we're not going to be on high taxes. In fact, I will literally turn it around to low taxes, or very low taxes, making it so that we are now once again legitimate. And in due time, I am actually going to remove these consumption taxes as well. See, you might not be wondering, but wait a minute, aren't you going to go bankrupt? And the answer is no. Magically, I won't be going bankrupt. I will be spawning maybe a couple of migration waves. By the way, look at this nice CSA. I noticed this off camera. Aren't they cute? What a cute little empire this is. Oh, they are very much evil. Okay, you know what? Fair enough. Let's not think about them too much. We have annexed everybody that we can annex right here already, so we're not getting more population growth just from us getting these Australia annexation events. We need migration. Now, to do this, we need to understand how mass migration works, and let me select a state that currently has one. I think, yes, there it is. Nebraska has French people from France going there. Very funny as well. The state to be eligible for mass migration needs to be incorporated, have at least 20 arable land, and 70% market access. If we take a gander at this, we can get a good overview of our arable land by looking at our livestock ranches, because we can build them literally anywhere. Taking a look at this, only New South Wales, Victoria, not even Queensland, maybe if I get rid of a couple of farms there, but, not sure that I'm going to do this. New Ulster is also eligible, and then last but not least, it is Anderson and indeed Richards Land. So this one right there. If we want to double check whether everything here is incorporated, yes it is, except I suppose this guy right there. Okay, so now we know what we can focus on. I do want to point out, by the way, is this historical? Absolutely not. Australia was pretty much empty until very recently, so yeah, we are going to have a much bigger growth than what they had historically. And we're going to facilitate this with everybody's favorite decree. It is, of course, greener grass campaigns. I'm going to pop these on all of the ones that I can remember. I'm just going to ignore Queensland right now, much like Australia does in real life as well. Did you know that at least one Australian is eaten every single month in northern Queensland by a crocodile? Yeah, now you know. So with all of that out of the way, the other thing that we do want to evaluate is of course our relationship with Britain. You can see right here that it is going down very quickly, and this is really nasty. We need to grow quickly quickly. Britain will grow at phenomenal speeds, which is really bad for us, because if they downgrade us to a colony, it just becomes so much more expensive for us. I think we can see that in the table right over here. Not only will we be unable to start autonomous diplomatic plays, but we will also be owing 5% more in terms of income transfer to the overlord should we be downgraded. So we want to avoid this at any cost whatsoever. Whatever it takes, we have to make it happen. And the best step that you can do this is obviously by becoming literally more independent, right? If your economy is independent, that will flow into this factor right there, but that is a long way off. Look at our GDP and their GDP. It's not really something that we can wing here. However, we can get some other nations, hopefully, to support our independence. Russia, I will be taking on a power block embassy. I would even love to give you, I don't know, something else, but for the time being, I'm going to run with this, and I guess owe you an obligation. That's okay. I'm going to tie you to this for 15 years so that you don't let me... Oh, 25. Oh, okay, 25. I'll take 25 years. That's okay. We're going to bind you here for 25 years, and we're going to name this the Crikey Treaty. There you go. That is a good name right there. And that means we get a support independence factor into our equation here for our independence, for our liberty desire, which is good. It's a good start at the very least. We need to get more and more grand powers to support us in our endeavor to not go independent, but I suppose at least stay as a dominion. Now, anyway, as we now start playing, I really want to stress I will basically be building nothing, at least for the first few years. We will be abusing the British, at least somewhat, but primarily we are here so that our population in Australia proper grows. If we take a good look at mass migration potential targets, yeah, okay. So these are the ones that are currently eligible. Why are you not eligible? Let me see. You have enough arable land? You are not connected enough to the British market. That won't be a problem in due time. I'm absolutely certain of it. See, we currently don't actually have this port running. Eventually, people will start, going in there once we get more population in there. That will be okay. We're going to get there. We can see that we are not the most attractive. This is why I said that essentially Australia is just a harder Canada. Look at Canada. They have so many feasibly eligible states. Will all of these actually get migration? Obviously, no, that's not the case. Most of migrations will go to the US, although they are in a much worse state thanks to the CSA being independent. You can also see that South and Central America are also very attractive, whereas we kind of just aren't that great. Nonetheless, you want to use whatever potential you have, and getting a 77 here in migration attraction, it's not terrible. We just need to hope that we spawn one. Ooh, and nitroglycerin. You know what? Let me double check this. What are we researching? Civilizing mission. Really? Is somebody here going for the Transvaal thing? So I think this is a couple patches behind. They now implemented treaties with Britain that disallow you from invading Oranje and Transvaal. But that's not in the game right here, so I might be cheesing that. That might happen. Let's see how that goes. I got some plans over here, though, for the time being. We're gonna figure that out. Otherwise, research-wise, honestly, you did a good job, Tony. Atmospheric engine, obviously very important. And you know what? Let me check in on this. Oh, look at that. Tony did not upgrade his actual production methods. Something that I always can only repeat is if you are a member of the British market, just upgrade whatever PMs you get. Because primarily, well... it's the British market. You're gonna find what you're looking for, Maybe it's gonna be a bit more expensive than for the British proper, but it doesn't really matter. Just use whatever you can, because it's going to make your econ bigger, your pops richer, and hopefully make you into a more viable country. And look at that. Now that I have lowered our actual taxation, we are barely negative, I should say, despite us now being on very low taxes. The reason for this obviously being people are slightly richer now. They are consuming more. Like this little bump literally gets that done, making it so that we are taking more money in thanks to our consumption taxes in general. Very nice. Oh, and what is this? You are invading Siam. Wow, you are... the British AI knows what I'm about to do. They know my exploits here. Our economy is now also recovering quite okay. It is doing decently again. These numbers here, it doesn't mean anything. This graph is so tiny. This population graph is so small. Don't even worry about it. These numbers shouldn't be your primary concern. You just want to grow. Now, like I said, let me pass technocracy. I like technocracy. I think it is a decent enough law, especially if you are a colonial nation. And there is the first mass migration, Franco-Provençal. It's not the biggest one, but I will take it. And interestingly enough, they are going to Richard's Land, which is, what is this, like Western Australia today, with their capital, of course, being Perth right there. They are migrating there. I like it. That is excellent. I hope that it is going to be a lot of people, but I'm pretty sure that Franco-Provençal is really not that many folks. We got 1.8 million. Yeah, okay. I'm hoping hoping for like 100k, maybe 200k. This is just the first wave anyway. Now, I have already shown you now what my plan is, how we approach this, and what we do about this. Now, let's get a little bit cheesy. See, what you need to realize when you are a British colony, and if you want to play it kind of loose and fast, you know, be out there and just do random things and succeed in weird ways, consider using your parent nation to beat up your enemy. Great Britain already, yeah, this is just... that is awful. See, what I am waiting for is that they fall below 30. If they do, they become a very unimportant power, and I can literally just annex all of Vietnam in one go. That is 7.17 million population, obviously would be amazing. We're trying to gun for that, and you can see now the only thing that I will be building will actually be government administrations, basically, and universities, just because we are kind of going negative. Not that it impacts us too much, but it is kind of silly. Right, and now here we come to the other element of this. If you remember, Victoria here was deeper, much deeper in a deficit of infrastructure usage. The reason for this was, of course, that a couple of buildings were there too many. I literally mean a couple of buildings, because we are talking about values like 9 out of 8. Obviously, this doesn't really mean anything. I could be panicking and build ports, although, of course, ports have been nerfed in that regard. They barely give any infrastructure anymore. Or I could rush railways, yada yada yada. You don't need to do this if you are a migration-heavy country. Consider the following. We are currently empty. When you get more population, you will also automatically be getting more infrastructure. This is exactly how it works. You see, the multiplier, right, this is there. The more people there live, the more actual infrastructure do you get. Every deficit that we have right here will go away automatically if I just get people to migrate here. So, you know what? I know that a new player, for example, would look at this and say, I'm gonna panic and build a lot of ports. Don't do that. You're a migration country. It's going to get better on its own. You think they're fighting like kangaroos down there? Canberra hasn't even been founded yet, right? Like, Canberra was founded like, what, 1908 or something? Something like this anyway. You know, who the hell knows about Australian history? All I can tell you is, I don't know. What can I tell you about Australia? Oh, I can tell you that this Australia is going to be very Portuguese. That's, you know, not too bad. Yeah, look at that. They are all migrating into this. Man, I never saw this pop up because I would never zoom in like this. I hope they'll be getting a ton of Portuguese people. They are so poor in Europe. And here they can just be farmers. Don't you love to see it? This is bumping us up. Look at this population growth. Very much nicely in the green now. This is not a problem. And since we're only going to grow, and quite rapidly at that, I'm not too concerned about our budget. I could literally just raise it whenever I would like to. I'm just going to get rid of the consumption taxes. Screw it. You know what? Oh, I was so excited. Man, the game jukes you out like this. North German mass migration from Holstein. It's just like two guys coming from right here. All right, well, it is what it is. Now, as Australia, it is also pretty important that you lock in your gold mines. Whenever you can, you should do that. You can see that we are building government administrations, but these gold mines will also definitely carry us far. Oh, and my liberty desire is actually going up. Where's that coming from? I guess, wait a minute, why is dependence so low? That doesn't seem right. I guess my farmers don't buy anything on the market, and so I look very independent. I don't think I am very independent. Now, you know what, while we are busy here, I'm gonna create a fleet right away. I can tell you one thing, this is something that I do know. The British were incredibly eager to get especially Canada and Australia off their purse. They would insist that having a naval and indeed also actually an army presence in these locations was a huge mistake. The Confederation of Canada, of course, is complex. I mean, both of them are. But especially the Australian one was driven by the desire that Australia would budget for itself. They would have to maintain their own naval station, and they would of course have their own defense forces as well. Meaning the British don't need to hang out there and, you know, get annoyed for needing to safeguard Australia. Yeah, I will say, by the way, I think other than not updating the production methods here, Tony was doing a good job researching. He immediately already has gone, of course, you know, for the third technology or for the third PM for mines. That is a big one. Those are important technologies. They are always in use and they do always matter. What are you doing already? Oh, it is a secession. Yeah, you're gonna die. Siam is not having a good time in this particular playthrough. Oh, but Italy is having a great one, and Austria, what is this? Oh my god. Well, there goes the CSA. Yeah, they are cooked. And again, another North German migration from Schwarzburg. Come on, man. Send me some real mass migrations. Your technocracy has passed. You will love to see it, which means that we have a much easier time forming complex governments. They did the thing where I can't actually finish colonizing New Zealand. All right, I guess you get to live here in the mountains. Oh, and the Germans are going at it, and Prussia is hammering them. They already have free Schleswig-Holstein. Oh my god, we're gonna see a Germany and an Italy. What a what are you doing, buddy? What a crazy timeline. You can't have everything, I guess. That is awful. The Metternich system becomes the self-rule league. What? Italy is a Bourbon Italy, and they were a part of the they were a part of the Metternich system, and now they took it over. How poorly are you doing, man? What is wrong with you, Austria? Oh, and here we go, Taiwan. This is not Taiwan. Here we go. This is Dynam, and I will be crushing you. So what you want to do, and this is very, very important, you want to check whether you can't do annex countries soon-ish. Right now, they've actually improved relations, which is very bad. We really don't want this. I'm going to expel your diplomats, which costs me basically nothing, and then I will be looking at annex country. Listen, if you are a vassal of Britain, there's only one number that matters, and that is, will Britain support you, yes or no? Who cares about France? Who cares about Siak? Who cares about any of these people? I want to annex all of Vietnam, and I will not be using a single troop. If you are already a member of the Empire, you might as well make it worth your while. Do we have anything here? Oh, I could do this for Eastern New Guinea. I'm going to use this as a... Now that we know that this is a bargaining chip that they care for, I'm going to use this later on. Right now, I'll just owe you an obligation. That's okay. I trust that you get Vietnam for me. Tahiti and France have sided against us. I literally do not care. I have a very interesting save actually lying around in Algeria. I'm going to do this one for sure as well. So make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you catch that one. Yes, my British friends. Who's even fighting here? Is this the Raj? Who are you? Lower Canada, thank you so much for your service. Ceylon, thank you so much for invading. Now, the best news is, of course, and this is why I went for Vietnam, we also simultaneously get Cambodia as a vassal of ours. It is directly transferred to us as a protectorate. Is it amazing? No, but it is basically a 2-for-1. And there you go, Annex Dynam has happened, and all of a sudden I find myself with 10 million people. Now I will tell you, and this is the truly bad news here. Wait a minute, what is happening to my population? Are you all dying in Vietnam? Oh my god! Oh, I guess you were occupied, huh? You know what, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, they are not having a good time over there, huh? I will immediately initiate incorporating these states. It is very important, even if we lose, taxation and all that stuff, because I really just want everything to be incorporated, taxable, and of course, receiving our institutions. How much tax waste do we have? It's really nothing. Okay, so don't worry about it. That's okay. Australia owns Vietnam. How long does it take? Is it 20 years? Yeah, 20 years to incorporate it, so it is good that we're starting early. There you go, total separation, you love to see it. I'll take investment rights, that's okay. I really do not care about owning my economy because I basically don't have any. How are we looking migration-wise? Yeah, it's okay. And we're not getting any mass migrations right now, which really sucks. And people are even leaving right here. Not that it matters, because we do now have a proper population base over here in Vietnam, or should I say New Australia. Now, the next step, of course, in a glorious way, as cheesy to be and as powerful to be as Australia right here, is, of course, I mean, you guessed it, this is before they implemented the anti-cheese treaties. This is a save game from, I think, like 10 days ago, something like this. Which one do we annex? That's the good question, right? Is Gaza better, or would Zulu be better? It's marginally in favor of Gaza, I guess. So, you know what? I'm going in. Now, I'm going to do something radical, of course. I will be giving Britain, Australia, and Eastern New Guinea. Makes a lot of sense. Then they will be fighting this war for me. And I'm just, once we're done here, I'm just gonna be popping in over there. Oh, we also passed no migration controls. That is amazing. You love to see it. Oh, let me just hop in there. Yep, thanks. I'm gonna get another bargaining chip for my British friends right there. Why not? Somebody has to do it, right? It is so good. And there you go. It is ours. And oh, well, we're here. I mean, why wouldn't we, right? Britain, could I interest you in Australian Eastern New Guinea? Could I make you that offer? I'll once the war starts, why don't I just start colonizing that region again? Hey, you know what? Let me just sit here and wait. And yoink. To start a war into which I can call Britain costs me exactly $100,000. That's it. That's the whole cost of it. Now, who is next? Oh yeah, why do I even ask? I mean, come on. Let me grab you. Britain, are you, yeah? You're interested in Eastern New Guinea? Wow, that is so surprising to me. I don't even think I needed to give them that. I'm pretty sure that I can easily beat Oranje myself, but why wouldn't I bring a nuke against a coughing baby, huh? Oh, and you are going for unification. Oh, look at this. It's disgusting. All right, well, good luck, Germany. Man, I gotta hope that at some point the Confederates get freed, because this is just awful here. Oh, and it's actually the other way around. The market capital is in Kentucky. All of this is cut off from the Confederate market. You guys are crazy down there. I wish Dixie Pops migrated down into my territory. Come on, get it done. You know what I would like? I would like colonies in Eastern New Guinea. That's what I would like. Oh, and there come the Occitan. They are going for New Ulster. Wait, where is New Ulster? Is it in New Zealand? Oh yeah, look at that. They're going to New Zealand. Why not? Let's get the Occitans in there. This is cool. I like this. I like this a whole lot. Yeah, why not? Oh, and they are no longer supporting my independence. That is a problem, okay? I gotta find a way out of that. They are antagonistic. Oh, Valdemar. Why is Valdemar still here? Why is that R there? Okay, Germany has formed under the worst emperor possible. Alright, I'll take it. I'll accept it. Whatever, man. Ah, you know what would be really good? I think I should have the Dutch East Indies. They should be underneath me. Now make sure that you are playing on the opt-in beta 1.9.8, I believe. That is where they fixed it, that if you demand transfer subject and they capitulate, you actually get that subject. Otherwise, you won't be getting it. Now I will be grabbing this for just a very cheap 46.4 infamy. Man, I got lucky with Adrian Burge because he is cautious. That is a massive, massive buff. Now, I do wonder, this is, of course, a massive thing, right? We are asking for so much here. What do the British... Oh, you know... Oh, right. Yeah, they want Eastern New Guinea. Why not? Now, as you can see, this is escalating quickly. The United States of America are joining the enemy here, including Russia. I will be honest with you. I have zero doubt that this will be a success. All right, let's try to read what is going on here. They abandoned the Vietnam front line. I'm gonna... Man, it pains me to see Tonkin this destroyed. The devastation is going to ramp up. I'm going to turn around and hope that they don't come back. We're holding here, we're holding there, we're holding everywhere, including in Canada, and they are invading Russia. Listen, I think the DEI will be ours. I believe in DEI. Oh, and speaking of which, by the way, I would like a colony in Eastern New Guinea. How did you know? Oh, and there we go. I think I figured out their strategy. The Dutch literally sent all of their troops away. 2 invasions will finish them off. Oh, and as this happens, listen, I'm not doing too hard. I'm in default. It doesn't matter because we're so small as a nation and it is so early in the game. I always encourage just going bankrupt if that ever hits you. We have a Vietnamese national movement. But you know, this is just, I mean, this is critical. The Vietnamese national movement, they're rising up against us. What are we going? Oh yeah, that's right. I'm going to press the magic button. And we're gonna get multiculturalism. Why wouldn't we? Sure. Here we go. We're living. Man, that exploit, I'm sorry, I can't just stop using it now that it is so prominently on my radar. I'm gonna declare bankruptcy. We're gonna see how it goes. I think we're gonna be fine. Oh, and oh, what is this? Oh, that's right. The Australian East Indies, my friend. The entire backyard of our country is ours. And what did it cost us, you might ask? Well, okay, we did go bankrupt, but forget about this. Way more importantly, it just cost us Eastern New Guinea. And now, of course, with multiculturalism, we are looking at an extremely quick growth rate going forward. Yeah, this is crazy, but it is a bit of a crazy run. Now, I do regret going bankrupt and playing it a little bit loose there, but you know what? That's okay. I think my borders speak for themselves. This right here is cute, that is cute, it is all so cute. Now, it should be said, the Dutch East Indies, the Australian East Indies, the AEI, obviously hate us. And they're gonna be very independent, yada yada yada. Yeah, if they rebel, I'm just giving New Guinea to the British. And there's colonial exploitation, and you know what that means. Yep, I'm gonna spam click a couple of buttons everywhere. It also turns out that the British have now discovered that we exist and that they really want to be building in us. Does it mean that they will own literally everything? Yes, it does. Do I care? No. I like this graph. I really do. Oh, Jesus, this is just a ridiculous playthrough. Look at Britain going for Yunnan, Sichuan, Western Guangdong, Eastern Guangdong. They just want the entirety of China, and I can't really say I don't understand. That is a massive investment potential right there. I would like all of this stuff, really, if you ask me personally, you know. You know what, Britain? You know what you want? You know what you need? You need Eastern New Guinea. Oh my god, I have 33 ships now. Where are they all coming from? I swear to god, I wasn't paying for all of this. I didn't build half of these. I guess we just conquered them or something. Okay, can I just invade you? Like, how well equipped is your army? Irregular? You know what? I'm just invading. Screw it. I am past needing Britain. The need for Britain has been abolished. Japanese mass migration. That is what I'm talking about. I just enforced military access on the Australian East Indies because it literally doesn't matter. Oh no, their liberty desire is going to go higher. Yeah, this just doesn't play a role. Don't worry about it, okay? You're gonna let me march through a territory and you are going to like it. This is such an interesting run because I'm just kind of like throwing stuff out there. You know, I'm mostly just abusing Britain, let's be real. I never even focus on my companies. Yeah, they really suck. How are you doing? How many buildings do you own? They own 8 buildings. Yeah, okay, I'm not surprised. That is not the strongest location to start with. You know what? I should own the Philippines. You are Spanish South Cameroon, Morocco, Eastern Andalusia. Jesus, stop taking this much land, Britain. That is outrageous. They just can't stop themselves. Now I, similarly, can't stop and won't stop me invading the Philippines. And there it is, the scramble for Africa has begun, and I am, of course, one of the contending powers. We've got malaria prevention now. I will be very swift about, you know, colonizing here. Obviously, the biggest concern that I have is growing in numbers. We need to become ever more prosperous. And, well, again, most of my economy is owned by Germans, it seems, but I don't really mind. You know what, let me actually examine this. I'm pretty sure that I own virtually nothing because I didn't build anything. Yeah, those are some dramatic numbers. Don't you just love it when they leave a power block and their GDP does this? It is so good. Even to this day, one of the funniest things they can do. Jesus, they really discovered Vietnam for themselves, huh? That is, yeah, they are... I'm not even trying to get people to invest in my country, but here we are. I'll take it. It's okay. Listen, if you don't have any need for your money... Oh, no. I forgot about the Zulu. This should have been me. Unlucky. It is what it is. You know, I've noticed this before. They actually go ahead and form a really interesting Germany in the first like 40, 50 years, and then they just kind of sit there. I mean, what's up with this? You know, speaking of what's up with this, what is up with our population? We are mostly Vietnamese and Australian. We got a bunch of Soto, Aboriginal, and Guinea. Honestly, migration-wise, it didn't happen that much. Like I told you already, of course, this is very, very important to note that we are a worse Canada. Objectively speaking, our provinces are just much worse. So, blobbing the way that we've done it, and the way we are going to do it, I think, is completely adequate. I might even just build up a bigger navy. You know what, let's just build up a much bigger navy because I have big goals and I might not need to call in, you know, my dear British friends all the time. Maybe we can just make it happen the way it is. Let's have an imperial navy. Right over there, we're making massive bank, of course. I have some ambitions. See, I think we all know the question of the Falkland Islands, whatever, okay? I'm gonna settle this issue once and for all. Argentina in this timeline is even worse than they are historically. You're gonna stop existing, buddy. You are out of the picture. Britain has done so much for us. I can stop a war in the 20th century from happening for them. Let's pull this off for them. You know what? Let's do them a little bit of a favor here. I love that I can just full annex them because they've been downgraded. They're not even minor powers. They got basically no migration whatsoever. Let me see why that is, right? Are you just bad at it? I think they're just bad at it. Basically, I guess they just don't have enough arable land. Is that really it? That's my god. Oh my god, you have so much arable land. I guess nobody wants to come over here. Mrs. Thatcher, get down! They were going to attack you in about, I don't know, like 80 years? Think I should also annex Peru, Bolivia. We can all agree on this, right? Oh my god, that's way more infamy than I thought it would be. Okay. Man, incorporating territory in America is actually so fast because we share a cultural heritage trait with, you know, their cultural stuff, of course, because, well, we are European heritage and so are they. It's funny to say, but in a way, the natural way of expanding for Australia is actually in South America. They are weak, they are just annexable directly, and you can easily integrate them. You know, maybe we're just the southern nation. That's it. How much is this? 7 infamy. That's not that much at all. I think I'm coming for the CSA. I think I am. I'm going in. Austria and Spain apparently coming in on their side. Sir, Australian troops have landed in the CSA. It is time that we take our righteous land, which is Louisiana and Arkansas. Ah, justice, finally. You know, I never considered this and how stupid it is, but yeah, obviously I can integrate this within 5 years as well. I mean, I guess I have to. Now that this is nonsense, I might as well just make it into a proper nonsense run right here. What is this? A major war in Europe from the... Oh, this is just... It's our war. They all just joined in for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Yeah, you know, I never blobbed this aggressively, but now that I see this war goal in action as a country like Australia, and admittedly, we are now quite big, you know, we've been built up, but the fact that I can look at Persia and go, you know, I think I'm gonna annex all of you, that's kind of crazy. And oh my god, I clicked the wrong button. I pressed the humiliate button. I just humiliated them. Okay, you get away this time, buddy. Oh, check out the Durrani Empire. It's the Gondor of the real world. What a flag. I don't know whether they had a historical flag. It isn't all too common. I don't think this is a historical flag. Now, take a look at this. We have integrated all of these, and they are already receiving now migration targets. We basically just are a new world nation for all intents and purposes, right? As we integrate them, or rather incorporate them, of course, they become incredibly attractive for migration, and I can just suck out whoever I want. Yeah, the moment they all fall into insignificant control here, we can just go in and kind of eat them. Oh, and look who has become an insignificant power. Ooh, don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. I think I have to do it to them. I really think I have to do it to them. Denmark, obviously, is Australian. Oh, and this has become an actual world war, huh? Poof. I don't want to give back Louisiana. That's all I know. My friends, Denmark is falling, while Tajik people migrate to Mendoza. I find that's actually so good, sorry. And migrating into the territory that I just took over is really, really funny. I don't do these meme runs often, but this one is kind of warming me up to it. I'll just admit it, okay? I love role-playing, but this is incredible. Australia is Mr. Worldwide in this playthrough. And I guess there goes Australia into Denmark. 5 years. It takes 5 years. Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't I just annex Denmark? Under these circumstances, it's a good deal. Was lange währt, wird endlich gut. Persia, it is time to come home. Jeez, okay, this time I clicked the right thing. Honestly, I think the war goal is actually completely fine, like thinking about it. It's just that we need maybe people to... They need to get more involved here, but these are wars that matter, right? These would be massive kind of land grabs right there. So if we... Where the hell are you going? Didn't I send you over here? If we had it in a way where I declare this war and then Britain and all of the great powers get involved and becomes a proper crisis, I think that makes perfect sense. This is a lot of land that I can grab here as a meager dominion, but it's the end game. You know, that's kind of fair, I think. Yeah, just look at all this migration. This is such a funny country. We are Mr. Worldwide, and literally all of this can be incorporated within 5 years. It's nice. Nothing wrong with this. Cleaning up South America just for that late game migration is really, really nice. Ah yes, the great game is decided thanks to Australia invading Persia. That is exactly as God intended. Australia. That is what Australia looks like for sure. Folks, I think we can call it a day here. This was an insane playthrough. I think we have talked through, you know, what to do as Australia, what to consider. Obviously, I've been kind of cheesing it here today, but the generally good tip if you're playing Australia and you want to have an intense game is to try and establish yourself in your backyard, which we did. All of this is indeed mine, including, of course, Vietnam, and then maybe go for the Pacific coast of South America just for that migration bonus. Folks, I'm going to leave it right here. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and I'm going to see you later, alligator.